Grind City Wrestling, and welcome to episode 307, if you can believe that. Hello, everybody. I am Dustin Starr. Be sure to take that subscribe button to Slap City wherever you're watching, especially here on YouTube. Also, go check us out on social media at Grind City Media. Last week, we talked about the final nail in the coffin of Hulkamania, brother. We're going to talk all about that, but I'm not so sure that everybody feels the same way. We'll wait to see what Devin has to say about that. But also, along with that, this week, Raw on Netflix had a huge debut. We're on the road to the Royal Rumble, and also the Grind City Rumble was over the weekend. But let's not waste any time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's bell time! Introducing my co-host, my tag team partner, ladies and gentlemen, Devin Walker, baby!
I wish there was a way to say my name in Spanish, because I would definitely do it today, because in honor of my dog, Zero Mero, Penta making his debut. But, I mean, other than Penta, I just want to give a shout-out to my dog. What about me? What about Raven? Him too. But, yeah, today's all about my dog Penta, bro. And somebody else. Somebody else. You know, I always have these, like, weird thoughts, bro, and I think today is a day to get one of my weird thoughts out.
Okay, sounds like a good day to
Let me know when you want to do that.
But first, be sure to follow Devin on social media at Devin_Walker2. And, of course, follow your boy at Dustin Starr. Devin the Reporter, what's the Memphis theme?
What's the what?
The Memphis theme song. Yeah.
If you're a real Memphian, there's about four in the playlist. Four or five.
Deny it all you want, but Walking in Memphis, love it or hate it. Love it or hate it.
What is wrong with you?
And then Whoop That Trick.
What is wrong with you?
Whoop That Trick. Whoa, that trick. What was it? What one number one?
There's two Americas as hell right now. Two Memphises, by the way, as hell. This man said Walking in Memphis. What's wrong with you, bro?
Dude, they play that everywhere.
It's a terrible song.
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying that people would say that. What did they tell you?
The people don't say that.
What did the people say?
I will tell you, I talked to Grizz fans, and none of them said Walking in Memphis. It was, you might not be familiar with this, but Nobody Needs Nobody by Player Fly.
Sing
you got to tap in.
I saw
Nobody needs nobody. All I need is me and my dogs. So all of y'all, what is that dance? Nobody needs
balls,
nobody.
Baby.
Or you got, it's been a long time coming.
Okay.
A lot of dope running. Hustling trying to dodge these cases.
Can you send me a
That's
playlist?
What's up. That's What's Up by Yo Gotti. And we got don't lock him in the trunk. Lock him in the trunk. You don't know nothing about that. And we got Whoop That Trick, of course.
I know. I am a real American.
Yeah, we don't sing that song on the show. For good reason.
Quick follow-up from last week, brother. I had people in my inbox. I had people sending me messages saying that Hulkamania is not dead. What do you do?
What do I do?
No, what does WWE do?
They say that, but guess who's not going to be on live television anymore?
Let's see. All right, so let's
I
clock
will bet you.
Let's clock it from last week until the next time we see Hulk Hogan.
I guarantee you Hulk Hogan will not be on live television for the remainder of 2025.
But there are Hulkamaniacs out there. So
they're always going to be out there for
people thought it was political reasons.
Certain reasons.
There's other reasons. Yes, so absolutely. Regardless, there are Hulkamaniacs that are like not liking what we said about Hulk Hogan.
I don't give a damn what they don't. Look, bro. Look,
brother.
I'm sorry, bro. We just keep it real on this show. Sorry, Hulkamaniacs. Y'all probably don't like me, actually. By the way, the same people. if we're going to keep it 100,
damn.
If we're going to keep it 98+2 on this podcast, there's a chance if you're still waving that flag, you probably don't like me. So. Sorry,
Mic drop, baby. Next topic. Did you watch the Grind City Rumble this weekend?
I did watch the Grind City Rumble, and it was interesting. I love the. Okay, by the way, all right, we got to talk about this.
Give it to me. We got a couple minutes.
I enjoyed it. I'll tell you when I don't enjoy things. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. But I will say this, Dustin. We got to put the hammer down. There's these weird unwritten rules in wrestling, right? Like in a tag team match, when somebody tags someone, you get two people beating up one, and the referee doesn't do anything about it. Or when the referee acts like they don't see something, right?
Right.
One of the unwritten rules in wrestling is when you get eliminated from a rumble, you're out of the rumble.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
These are understood rules. If I let's say we're living in real life, if you get knocked out of something, you can't come back.
Right.
But in wrestling, the lines are blurred.
Yeah.
AJ Francis gets eliminated. He comes back and eliminates a person that's in the rumble. Wrestling's so weird. I didn't understand it, but
Two people.
Two people, yeah.
Yeah.
You should not, if you're an eliminated person, Dustin, you should not be able to eliminate people.
Totally agree. That's where the heat is, man. AJ Francis is a no-good, low-down, four-flushing cheater because he was eliminated
Wrestling's so weird.
from the Grind City Rumble and then returned not only to eliminate Joe Hendry, but then also Big John Dalton as well.
You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
You shouldn't
Just like
be.
in wrestling, if I go under the ropes, I'm not eliminated. Like, if you really break down like the simple, like simplistic thing of wrestling, it really doesn't make sense.
Star-studded Grind City Rumble. You had some of the Memphis Wrestling stars returning for the first time in quite a while, and then also Buff Bagwell, Joe Hendry, and AJ Francis. Big time Grind City Rumble. You can check it out on Fight TV, on Fight Plus, or you can just check it out on YouTube.
I will say the winner of it, I was not surprised. When I saw him in the final two, I was like, I know who it's about to go.
Oh, yeah. You see how it all wrapped back around.
Memphis Cena's always going to come out on top.
Boom. Which leads me to Sunday, January 26th. It's Super Bout 4. It's our anniversary. Matt Riddle's coming. How cool is that, bro?
That's dope. I see what you did there.
Bro.
But you got to spark one, though, bro. You got to do it Travis Scott style.
Can't do it before the show. I got too much to remember. Can you imagine?
Okay, you ain't got to smoke a whole blunt.
I mean,
You just got to hit it one time.
do you realize what... I have to tell you all my responsibilities. There is no way.
You can just hit a blunt one time?
I would love to, Devin.
Okay.
With Matt Riddle.
Okay, all right.
Look what you just did. How about you?
How would I hit a blunt?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Immediately. I told you before the show, that's like the Snoop Dogg of wrestling when it comes to like sparking, right?
Absolutely.
I can tell people I lit one up with
Well,
this.
RVD as well.
He's definitely, okay, maybe Matt Riddle's not the Snoop Dogg. Maybe he's like a little lower. RVD is a Snoop Dogg of lighting the blunt within wrestling.
Would it be like Mike Tyson or Ric Flair? In the weed world,
In the weed world, I think it's more of a Mike Tyson.
Gotcha.
The Mike Tyson of the wrestling weed world.
I'm sure I would spark it with all of them.
I also would indulge as well.
Moving on. Best wrestling we watched all week, and then I'm going to hit some news. I'm going to throw some news at you. Let me know what you think about that, but you're up first.
The best wrestling I watched all week, and I'm not going to use this time to tell you how I feel about a certain topic. I'm going to save that for later.
Okay.
Because I think that's a moment we need to pull. That needs to be a separate moment by himself.
Oh, boy.
I think it's time for someone to hang it up.
Do I? Oh, okay. I do. Just by you saying that, I already know what you're going to say.
Okay. What we're going to talk about. We'll talk about it later. But the best wrestling I watched all week, and this is someone who I've been waiting and clamoring for to make his WWE debut. He didn't make his debut at the Raw Netflix premiere. They saved it for the second show. When I saw Chad Gable was wrestling ? And WWE started putting stuff out that morning about the question mark, I knew who the question mark was going to be. And the question mark was my dog, one half of one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history. Debate me if you want. The Lucha Bros. Zero Metal. Penta made his freaking debut on WWE Raw. They had his merch ready to go by the morning.
Yeah.
But you can put that up if y'all downstairs.
Michael Cole said the worst kept secret in the wrestling world.
They had the merch ready to go that morning. The Penta shirts were ready. The Penta, look at that. Look
Check
at
it
that
out
shirt.
too,
That white
man.
shirt is dope.
Wonder how much they sold.
Oh, he probably made more money off that merch. Look at the Penta mask, $75 a pop.
Ooh,
By the way,
I'd buy that.
you want to hear a funny thing about that Penta mask?
I'd buy that for $75.
WWE was smart enough to sell Penta masks. You know what AEW never did in 3 years of having him on the show?
It's hard.
They never sold a Penta mask, bro. WWE figured it out in 2 weeks to sell these damn Penta masks. And look at them. That's merch. That's elite merch. My dog Penta made his debut. They had the merch. You know what's smart though? Having the merch ready for a debut is so smart. Because you can buy the shirts. You can have the shirts on ready.
We already knew.
We already knew.
Okay,
he comes out.
Go ahead.
The music hits. He comes out. Entrance is dope. The music, because I'm so used to Lucha Bros, Mexican, Zero Metal, meet us at the ring. I'm used to that, right?
Oh my gosh.
Music hits, and I'm like, okay, lights go out, lights come on, the flyer just going, and he's doing this thing. I'm like, let's go, Penta. You can tell there's a section of the crowd that has no idea who the hell Penta is. Because he's doing this.
Yeah, they weren't.
And the people were like,
yeah. I'm telling you, like...
He was trying so hard to get it over.
Watch Nick Aldis's interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah.
Where this guy traveled the world as the NWA World Champion. He wrestled Cody in one of the biggest independent wrestling matches in history.
Yep.
And people did not know who he was. They thought that he was just the Raw general manager or the SmackDown general manager.
It's so weird to see like there's a section of people that only watch WWE. They don't watch anything else.
Yep.
And last night let us know, like,
Huge.
as much of a big fan I am of Penta.
But now by the end of it, though, they
started to catch on.
Because it was like, hey, if there's one thing I'm going to do in this match, I'm going to teach y'all this.
Look, somebody needs to go back and give me a zero middle counter because he did it at least like 8 times. And I was like, okay. So he walks out. The entrance was dope. He wrestled Chad Gable, and it's the best wrestling of the week for me because I was just so happy to see Penta back in the ring because I'm such a big Penta fan. But I will say, when you, as someone who's been in the ring a lot, I've never been in a wrestling match. Oh yeah, you could tell there's a little bit of ring rust. You could tell a little bit of speed. He's used to moving at like a quick.
I think he was
high hitting speed, and he was slowing it down for
trying to
for
do
WWE.
a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much, like the springboard off the bottom rope into
horrible.
the leg drop.
That was bad.
He just didn't get the oomph, and the ropes are different. So the WWE ropes are seagrass ropes, and then the AEW ropes are steel cable. So there's a lot. It's different. So I imagine that he tested those ropes out and everything beforehand. Probably talked to Rey Mysterio. I did not like how Michael Cole said that this is the second best luchador, only behind Rey Mysterio. It does put Rey over, and Rey is the GOAT. But also, leave that door open for me a little bit.
Exactly.
I want to see him.
I want to see him go bar for bar.
I want to see it.
Bar for bar.
Absolutely.
I want to see him go band for band. But
There's
my guy,
so much drama around this whole Penta thing as well. Have you seen it?
So I saw a couple of things this morning that he went over his time.
Went over his time. Why? Let me ask you. How does anybody know?
Okay, and let's another question about that.
Who saw the format?
Hey, but the thing is too. Another thing about that, which these freaking idiots. The show ended at 9:30, bro. So what the hell?
Right.
Did he go over time, or did they just have anything else?
I don't think anybody really knows.
The show ended at 9:30. I'm sitting there looking at my clock like, is there another segment I'm missing? Like, what are we doing? But Penta's debut, he looked decent in the ring. Like I said, you could tell there was a speed thing where he's used to like high hitting, fast moving. The Mexican Destroyer was freaking amazing.
Man, Chad Gable
sold it like a champ.
Shout out. The way he bounced, it was very RVD-like. I even liked the promo at the end because he did not speak English.
Okay.
That's why I liked it.
This is the part that threw me off, Fox. I'm going to be real.
And they were in San Diego, baby. So anybody that's saying, oh, Penta's already got bumped from the Netflix premiere. No, dude. They debuted him in San Diego.
Which is very smart. And there's a very big Latin community.
Guess who else is king of San Diego?
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
100%.
So it's genius by the WWE.
It's very, very smart. But I will say this, and I love that him speaking. He got more love for him speaking in Spanish than he did when he was speaking English.
Yep.
I will say this. In all my years of, there's a lot of things that this whole Penta thing checked for me. I had never heard Penta speak.
Right. Well, I didn't watch his TNA run.
I don't think he spoke in TNA.
How do you be the world
Lucha
champion?
Underground, I don't think he ever spoke. Like, I was like, wait. I never heard this dude talk before.
I was surprised they gave him the promo right off the jump.
Me too.
Very good
I was
stuff.
surprised, but it was fun to watch. It was fun to see his children on the front row crying because they know how big the moment was for their dad. Like, Penta, you my guy, man. Hey, if you can come on the show at some point, I would love it. But yeah, Penta Zero Mero making his debut. Zero fear for those that don't understand. Making his debut was my best wrestling of the week.
Best wrestling I watched all week. I'm not even going to deny it. It was Penta. And I do not want you guys to think I'm trashing this match at all. I could tell that there was a little bit of something there with him and Gable, and it was probably just his first time. 20 by 20 ring, different ropes, Gable, nerves, family sitting ringside, his daughter's crying. It was fantastic. The pyro, the way they shot him, his social media debut, right? WWE. Just in this little bit of time, it's already beat the debut of Okada, of Ospreay, and Monet from AEW.
Wow.
So immediately when you jump from one company to the next. Now, don't get me wrong. Shout out to AEW for, now they didn't really get Penta ready because Penta was TNA, Lucha. He had done this for a long time before he got here. But they did build him to be a star just like TNA did. Now, that platform is so much bigger. It's unbelievable. More views than all of those other
It's
debuts.
insane how great of a job WWE's done in these last like month and a half. AEW had him for 3 years.
Yeah.
And they never like you said, they rose him to but they never promoted him the way he deserved. And
Let's
WWE
see what they do with him now.
I hope they do it right, bro. And you texted me about something, I wanted to throw my phone. You said comedy gimmick. I wanted to die.
I read so much trash on the internet that there was a comedy gimmick, that he got bumped from the first. But if you look at it on the calendar, it's obvious
It looks perfect.
that you should definitely promote him on the premiere, especially if they're in San Diego the next week. Then you launch his merchandise. It's almost like you're trying to keep this a secret, but everybody knew. So it's like, okay, fine. Just buy his stuff.
Exactly.
And watch tonight.
Wear the damn merch to the show. Wear the mask. By the way, I might actually caught one of those masks. It's one of the dopest masks I've ever seen in my life.
It's awesome.
I might wear one on the show. You know what? I might have to cop that. And I'll expense it too.
Oh.
Zero metal.
Okay, fair.
You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Pentagon, man. You did a great job.
And I'm glad that they didn't change his name. There were rumors of them changing his name, and then I have to learn something new.
They changed his finisher.
A
little bit.
That package pile driving thingamajig looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
I don't see too many people taking that.
Really?
Yeah. Gable, yeah, but
as a trooper.
Who else is going to take that?
I mean, you're
packaged up landing on your head.
I mean, look, bro.
Surprised they let him do it.
Bro, the chops.
Yeah.
But no, look, how about we mark this moment. On January 14th, Penta's finisher is still the package power driver. We're going to see how long it takes for somebody to complain about it.
All right, so rarely do we agree on the best wrestling we watched all week, but it had to be Penta. Now let's talk about a little bit of news. I'm just going to throw some stuff at you. I know where you're going, too, so we can put that in here.
Yes, please put it in there.
Penta versus Gable, we talked about that. Royal Rumble build-up. I love the Royal Rumble build-up. I don't know if you think it's cheesy or hokey, but when you have CM Punk, and then you have Seth Rollins, and then you have Drew McIntyre, we already know that it's been announced that Roman Reigns is going to be in the Royal Rumble. This Royal Rumble, and I'm not even making this up. I'm trying to think back to like 90 when Hogan and Warrior, or 92 where Flair and DiBiase and all these big-time superstars back then. Like, this is loaded with top main event guys.
Yeah, it may be the most star-studded Rumble we've ever had.
Guys that have main event, John Cena, guys that have main evented WrestleMania, and perhaps The Rock.
Yeah, like this might be the most star-studded Royal Rumble we've had in ever. And I think that's kind of like a transition to this new era, right? Where it's like, why are we just holding on to stuff? Let's put this shit on TV.
Let's do it.
Let's run it. Let's go.
Heck yeah.
Like, we got Netflix.
How does Roman Reigns not win this thing?
If John Cena wins it, that's the only way Roman doesn't win it is if Cena wins it.
Man, having those two guys square off either sometime in the match, we're getting the square off.
Fantasy book. I got you.
Doesn't have to be at the end. It could be somewhere in the middle.
I got a fantasy book for you. Ready? John Cena's in there. Roman Reigns comes out. Roman Reigns in there. They eliminate a couple. They eliminate guys. They eliminate people. Face off happens. Lights go dark.
If you smell, I already knew.
The final boss walks out, and he has to pick. He looks at both of them. He does the eye. He looks at both. He makes the eye contact. He does the little thingy, the thingamajig. He does the little thing. He walks out there. He gets in the ring. He looks at John Cena. He looks at Roman Reigns. And he attacks Roman Reigns.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Let's go, 5-star. Let's go.
We will see the showdown.
I need it.
We will, because we know Roman and we know John Cena are both in it. There will be some sort of showdown. Yes. I promise you.
I need the showdown. I need The Rock to freaking interrupt it.
There will be too many views, too many analytics, too much money. I mean, that is definitely going to happen.
We talk about perfect harmony. We talk about Penta making his debut in San Diego. There's nothing more perfect in harmony than Roman Reigns and John Cena, two of the GOATs of their era.
Call it. We still have a couple weeks.
That's like Braun and Michael Jordan playing one-on-one.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's like Braun and Jordan one-on-one.
February 1st is Royal Rumble. You can watch free with us at Dave & Buster's. We have a big free party room in there and all that stuff. We're going to be giving away tickets, giving away all sorts of stuff. And then, of course, you know that SmackDown's live at FedEx Forum coming up on Friday, February 7th, which is the first SmackDown after the Royal Rumble, which is going to be awesome. I'm sure the winner of the Royal Rumble will be there, too. So can't wait for the Royal Rumble. Watch with us at Dave & Buster's. I do love the SmackDown blue mat. Have you watched that? Been talking so much about Raw on Netflix.
I do like the blue mat. It's a little different look, right?
Yeah, we haven't shown a lot of love to SmackDown. Also, it is Tiffy Time. Tiffy Time on SmackDown. I love her. Biggest star they're ever going to have.
Dude, she is phenomenal.
She can wrestle. She looks like a supermodel. She's athletic. I mean,
the most beautiful moonsault in the WWE.
Do you know how hard it is to not only do a moonsault, but then to jump from the middle rope to the top rope without touching anything?
You got to be crazy athletic.
Yeah, and then do a backflip and not kill your opponent. Tiffy Time, SmackDown, love the blue mat.
Please come on the show, Tiffy Time.
Lyra Valkyria. Well, SmackDown's coming up, so you know we'll have somebody. New Intercontinental Champion for the women.
Enjoyed the match. I will admit to you, I will be completely real with you, 5-star, as I'm always on the show. Gave no Fs about either one of them before the match. They did the vignette before, like talking about how important Valkyria was and it's my destiny but it lacked star power. Where's the star power? That's what I'm saying.
They're two new superstars.
That's what I'm saying. Like they wrestled that match and I was like, why do I care about this? But then I saw her do a suplex off the turnbuckle and I was like, hold the hell on.
Every time I think and hear the name Lyra Valkyria, I want to think of Taya Valkyrie, who's wasn't Adam Morrison's wife. John Morrison's wife. Why do I feel like that's...
No, I think the same thing.
Why are they too close?
That's what I thought that was. When they kept saying her name, I was like, oh, look, she looks different. No, that's not her.
Corey Graves has beef.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Do you see this?
Yeah, I can't
Corey
wait for
Graves
that.
is pissed, bro.
He's going to go on live television. Hopefully when you listen to this podcast, you'll be able to react to it.
Corey Graves is pissed.
That he got bumped from broadcasting.
He was the guy that was on all the shows. He was on the pay-per-views. He was on Raw. He was on SmackDown. He was on everything.
He worked during COVID.
He's not on anything.
Because he's not famous enough.
NXT. What does that mean?
I mean, he said it best in his tweet. He's not famous enough.
But who's more famous than him at those desks? Wade Barrett?
Pat McAfee.
Well, Pat McAfee. Okay.
Joe Tessitore.
Okay.
Those are definitely more famous than... Sorry, Corey.
Yeah, sorry, Graves.
Respectfully, bro. But if you want to get the different audience to tap in...
Yes, you're right.
Pat McAfee. Joe Tessitore, who calls high-level college football games.
I want to ask
It's okay, Corey. It's okay.
I got a question for you, Devin.
All right. What you got?
There's rumors of Corey Graves returning to the ring.
Well, you see my face? I don't care.
Terrible idea.
He's like freaking...
you weren't famous for your wrestling. You're famous for your talking. Why would you do that?
He's like... his character was like... What's his name? With the chest tattoo. What's his name? That left WWE. What's his buddy's name? Had the bald head.
I don't know.
He did a comedy character for a little bit.
With Corey Graves.
Who?
The King hated working with Corey Graves.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's all right, Corey.
By the way, saw the King sitting courtside the other day at the Grizz game.
Shout out to Jarrett King Lawler, man.
King said he's doing good. He said, man, my legs. He had that knee replacement, I believe. So he's.
You want to hear a fun stat that someone sent me?
Go ahead.
About Jarrett King Lawler?
Oh boy.
You mean, oh boy?
This could be anything.
I mean, it's not weird or anything. Someone sent this to me and they said I have the permission to use it on the wrestling podcast. And people can fact check me if they want when I say this stat. And I might need to make this real. 2024 was the first calendar year in, I don't know, since whenever, that Jerry the King Lawler did not wrestle a wrestling match.
Really?
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. You like that, don't you? Yeah, you like that? The first, I think it said 1970, maybe 1971, 1972.
Wow.
The first time since back in the day.
I don't doubt that at all.
Where Jerry the King Lawler did not wrestle a wrestling match. Like, that's a good, hey.
Shout out to the King.
I'm thankful the King's doing better.
He's timeless.
But yeah, shout out to Jerry the King.
He's working a lot. Tell him to stop by the Wrestle Center.
Pull up.
All right, I got a couple more. Jeff Jarrett potentially being paired with MJF. They had a promo in the ring. MJF talking down to Jeff, but then also acted like he could help Jeff. Only if Jeff were able to turn around and give him an AEW World Championship opportunity if Jeff wins it in his last ride tour, or whatever they're calling it. Jeff and MJF, do you care?
No.
Really? It's Jeff Jarrett, man.
I care about Jeff Jarrett, but like I don't care about the other part. I think he's lost his juice a little bit.
MJF?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. Powerhouse Hobbs, speaking of juice. That didn't sound very good.
Yeah, that's not.
He is a big guy, though. Powerhouse Hobbs wins this big match last week to get a title opportunity against Jon Moxley this week on Dynamite, but there was like no really build-up. Do you care?
I'm gonna say Hobbs, no. There's a Twitter thread. I wish I can find it for the show. I'll probably send it to you at some point. They listed out all the talent on AEW, right? And they mentioned the direction of all this talent. And every person that they mentioned, there was like not doing anything with them, confused. He's doing this. Like, there's no direction of anything they're doing. It's got
to be a rhyme or reason somewhere, though.
We
just don't know it.
Like I said, I appreciate AEW, but like we gotta come on, bro. We need
giving
direction.
Hobbs the opportunity here, I feel like you just got to beat Hobbs. Now, had you built him up for a month and then had him win that match, now I'm kind of like, ooh, maybe Hobbs is a little heat. He's got a hot streak here.
Nope,
but just doing it cold is like. And again, I don't know what they're going to do, but it just seems like they're just going to feed Hobbs to Moxley.
Which is crazy.
Well, I have one more. Zilla Fatu versus Booker T.
Shout out Booker T getting that win, man.
Man, Booker T.
He looked good in the ring, too.
Hell yeah, he did. Shout out to Zilla, too.
Hey, speaking of a Fatu, we didn't get to bring this up, but Jacob Fatu is a freaking star, bro.
Awesome.
That dark room, walking through the backlight promo he cut.
Look.
With the grill in his mouth. In the streets are talking. They noticed that he did not say, I love you, Solo.
It's not his tribal chief anymore.
It's not his tribal chief anymore. You ain't got the Falualala. What is it called?
The Ulafala.
The Ulafala.
Shout out
I don't have to report to you anymore. I don't have to report to you anymore.
Right.
So you know what's about to happen.
Look, man, this dude is like a Ferrari. He's revving.
Bro, he is.
He's ready to go. Just put him out on an open highway, right? But WWE's just keeping him.
Putting the brakes on.
Just keeping him chilling out. But just wait.
But the dark promos are so good.
Anything with the grill, I really just I think it looks vicious.
His Ferrari, he's like, wait, I don't know what he said, but he was like,
don't even matter.
He's just like he's breathing hard. He's always like doing the little
whatever that is. It's like the boogeyman does it too.
Yeah, it's like a little twitch. I'm like who used to do that? Was it La Parka? Was it La Parka that used to do it?
Did the legs.
The legs. Was it
the boogeyman used to do the little wiggle thing?
I'm like, what is all right, but no. Shout out Jacob Fatu, man. That's a situation for another day about his stardom, his rise of stardom. We'll talk about it another time. But we got to talk about somebody else.
I already know this would be the final news bite here.
All right, let's talk about it. And I'm only bringing this up because
I wish we could play it.
I wish we could play it.
It might possibly be the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
I agree with you.
It's right up there with the referees botching the pinfalls with AEW.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, Chris Jericho wrestled a match for, what's that, the FTW Championship?
He's the Ring of Honor champion.
Ring of Honor Championship. Against one of those bald FTR dudes.
Ugh. Love them. Shout out to FTR, though.
Yeah, cool, whatever. I think they're overrated. The last 2 minutes of that match was probably the worst wrestling I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to break it down, but I'm going to tell you that the last 2 minutes of that match brought me to this conclusion.
Yeah.
It's time for Chris Jericho to retire. I love Chris Jericho. I love every iteration of Chris Jericho, to the break the walls down, to the bubbly,
the suit and tie Jericho,
to the suit and tie Jericho, to the you just made the list Jericho, to the every version of Jericho.
Except for the learning tree.
I was getting there.
Sorry.
Except for the learning tree. This learning tree Chris Jericho is the equivalent to Aaron Rodgers on the New York Jets. Learning tree Chris Jericho is the equivalent of Tracy McGrady on the San Antonio Spurs. The learning tree Chris Jericho is the equivalent of Emmitt Smith on the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I was going to say Michael Jordan on the Wizards.
Michael Jordan on the Wizards. Oof. We can go all day with this. It's time for Chris Jericho to hang it up. And like I said, from the learning tree stuff to the weird I Love Chris Jericho shirts, it's just everything. It doesn't make sense. I'm a Jerichoholic. You've seen my shirt collection.
Yeah.
I got Chris Jericho hockey jerseys. I got Chris Jericho tees. I'm a Jerichoholic, bro. But as a Jerichoholic 5-star, at some point, you got to know when to put it down. And it's time for me to put it down. Just Jericho, I love you. It's time to retire. It's time to hang it up. It's time to go. Tracy McGrady, Aaron Rodgers, Emmitt Smith, it's time to go. And that's my piece. How do you feel? Do you agree or disagree?
So I'll ask you guys, is it time for Chris Jericho to hang it up?
It's time to go, bro. Some people don't know when it's time, bro. Some people stay around way too long. We've seen it. We've seen athletes stay around way too long. And they look old and decrepit, and they look bad.
I love this Jeff Jarrett thing where he came out and said that he signed his last talent contract. This is my last contract that I'm going to sign to wrestle. And what it tells me is that he's going to have a hell of a run, through this thing. and then he's going to stay in the business after, but we're not going to have to see him wrestle anymore. I think that's cool.
It's him understanding where his body is, right?
Jericho is one of the greatest of all time. And what happened, what Devin's talking about, is he had the championship belt, and he swung the championship belt at Dax Harwood, and Dax ducked, and it was the slowest. I wish there was not a copyright where we could show this on the pod. Man, it was the worst thing ever. And then the referee was involved.
Did he poke the ref in the eye? You could tell even the announcers didn't know what the hell was going on.
Look,
they're like,
you know what happened?
Did Jericho poke him in the eye?
Look, I've done this a million times. You know what happened? They were so tired. Jericho was so blown up in that match that he could not effectively get up and just do it with aggression. He could not do it with aggression because he was so out of breath. Watch it. He's literally gasping. And that's what happens when you get tired and you're playing any sport, especially wrestling, where you're picking up a 260-pound guy, Dax Harwood. Your feet feel like you have concrete in your boots. And he was just like, oh, God. Yeah, that's what it looked like anyway. That's my expert analysis, is he was blown up.
It was bad. It was bad. Like I said, that clip, and I wish so much we can show it on the show, but it's probably the worst 2 minutes I've ever seen in wrestling.
So you've actually ended Hulkamania.
Yes, I've ended everything.
And now you're ending Chris Jericho week after week.
And I didn't curse this time.
Are you the legend killer?
I may be the new Randy Orton. I'll wear that shirt next week for y'all. But no, I think it's time, bro. And like I said, and respectfully, you gotta know when to go, bro.
I love respectfully.
You gotta know when to go. You gotta know when it's your time.
I'm not talking
to hang
shit.
up the
I'm
boots
just saying, it's time to quit.
It's time to go. When that weak, they said I cursed last week, so they couldn't clip it. That weak elbow ain't connecting the way it used to. The lion saw ain't connecting the way it used to. The walls of Jericho ain't Jericho in the way it used to. It's time to hang it up. Ugh. It's time to hang it up. When you look like Aaron Rodgers in a wrestling ring, when you look like Emmitt Smith, Tracy McGrady, Hakeem Olajuwon in a wrestling ring, it's time to hang it up. Chris Jericho, I love you. I love you. It's time to go. Click that.
Speaking of time to go, I don't think we could follow that. Just want to remind you guys that coming up this Saturday on Memphis Wrestling, and Friday if you're on members only and watching on Action News 5+, Insane Clown Posse's Violent J is joining us on Memphis Wrestling, plus AJ Francis, the stars of Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Kerry Morton is in the main event, so you guys want to tune into that. You can check it out, your local listings. Also, January 26th, Super Bout 4. Matt Riddle and AJ Francis are coming for our 4-year Blockbuster Anniversary Spectacular. Get your tickets at memphiswrestling.tv. What's going on with you this weekend, Devin?
I don't know, man. I'm probably going to try to end somebody else's career.
Who would it be?
I don't know, but I'll be chilling. Grizzlies basketball on TV, Tigers basketball on TV, wrestling on TV. I'm counting down to the Rumble. I'm really excited about the Rumble.
Me too.
One of my favorite events of the year.
I'm thinking who you're going to kill next week.
Don't say it like that.
Well, you said Hogan.
The Jericho one came out. You didn't expect the Jericho one.
I did not expect it, but I saw it, and it was
I saved it for
nasty.
You. I didn't want to. I didn't want to I didn't want to spoil it. I just kind of let it fester in me.
So for you guys behind the scenes, literally when you said that at the beginning of the podcast, I already knew because I saw the same thing. It was like, oh my gosh, that was terrible.
Yeah. So
that's all the time we have this week on Grind City Wrestling. I am Dustin Starr. He is Devin Walker, baby. Say it. So long, everybody.
Break the walls down.